Hello, everyone. I'm Mira. I'm one of the CGA fellows, and me and Erin are going to be walking you through a simple tutorial of how to use StoryMaps.
Y- Yes, so hi, my name's Erin, and I'm just going to start us by going to arcgis.com, and this takes you to this website. You're going to click sign in, and this is going to pop up. It's going to make it seem like you need to make a user account. You do not need to do that. You already have one because you're with William and Mary. So you're going to put in wm.gis, press continue. It's going to bring you to a William and Mary window, and that's going to bring you to the CAS. I'm already have my stuff signed in, and this would be the same with any other William and Mary program. So you probably already have this as well. Then you're gonna press login. Awesome. So this will not be the site that you are brought to. Instead, you'll go to the home page, and this is the same for all students, all faculty. So this is what it's gonna look like. And then we're gonna go over to these buttons over here, and we're gonna see ArcGIS Story Maps. Awesome. That's what we wanted to do. So it's gonna bring us over to Story Maps. And so you're going to see a button for new story. You could start from scratch or do quick starts. Normally, I would recommend start from scratch just so you have the options. In our case, we already have a sample set up, which is sample story. So we're going to press that. And importantly, we're going to go up here and we're going to press edit story. And now the edit mode is turned on. And because the edit mode is turned on, I'm going to give Mira the reins.
Yeah, so I'm going to be talking about really quick the buttons at the top of the screen. So I'm going to start with design. This is where you're going to edit your theme of your story map. So at the top here is cover. You get three options for cover. Right now it's on a full image cover, which just means that your title and your subtitle are going to be on top of an image. So the one over in the middle is going to be a sort of split screen with an image on the side and your title on the other, and you can switch as well. The other one is going to be just a basic title, subtitle, byline, no image of any sort. Okay, and ongoing, I'm going to skip the optional story sections for right now. I'm going to go back to it though, and we're going to go to themes. So there are 6 standard themes that Esri has inputted into StoryMap. The one that we're on right now is Summit, and it's just a basic white sort of theme. The opposite of that, of course, is Obsidian, which is going to be a dark theme. And I would like to note that this is an important note that each theme has their own font. So just make sure you're looking at the fonts because you will not be able to change it depending on which theme you choose. So then there's Ridgeline, which is a slight of pastel-y green type of theme. Mesa is like a pinky tan. And then Title, a lot of our fish and wildlife like Title for obvious reasons. And then Slate, which is a sort of gray theme. So I'm going to go back up to the optional story sections. So these 2 buttons are very important. The first one is called navigation. This one is already turned on. So navigation puts a banner after your sort of title slide. We already have ours here. And it will, every time you put a heading into your story map, that heading will go up into the banner. And this allows when people are looking at your finished story map, they can click on the heading and the story, it'll go straight down to the section that they hit. So as you can see, we just typed in second paragraph, and you can get basically scroll down if you click on the headings in that navigation banner. So now we have credits. Credits is basically just a sort of custom credits and attributes at the end of a story map. Normally that is already on, and you can go fill that out after you are done with your story map. All right, so that's the design tab. And then the next probably most important button in story map is preview. Preview will be very useful for students. So during the editing process, and then after you are done and want to publish, you are going to press preview before you decide to publish your story map. So when you hit preview, it will show you what the published version of your story map is going to look like. And you can view it on a phone, what it's going to look like on a phone, what it'll look like on a tablet, what it's going to look like on a desktop. And that is very helpful. A lot of people view story maps on their phone. So I think it's very important to check what your published story map is going to look like. All right, and then, yeah, let's go to the three buttons. Yeah, well, three buttons. So this is where you can find more advanced settings for your sharing and for your story settings. I'm not going to go through these. You can sort of play around with those, but I will talk about publishing. So when you are finished, after you've previewed and edited everything, you want to publish your story map. So what you're going to do is you're going to set your sharing level, whether you want that to be a private, where you can only view your story, organization, which is in this case, We Met Mary. People from our We Met Mary can view your story, or everyone, where anybody and everyone can view your story if they just look it up on Google. So group sharing is for if your class has a specific group folder and you want your students to share their story maps into that group folder. They can search the folder name here and they'll be able to add it into that their story map into that folder. So yeah, we'll go back and I'm going to pass it back over to Erin.
Okay, so now that we've gone over kind of how to go through these buttons and like what publishing is, we're gonna make our sample story. So importantly, we want to start with an image just because I don't like things to be too bland for too long. So we already have some cool pictures picked out that are copyright friendly. So we're gonna start with this picture of breakfast because breakfast is the first meal of the day. So that's our nice picture of breakfast, sample story. This is my first story map. These things could importantly be anything, and you can change them at any point in the editing process. So if we wanted to be, this is my first breakfast in this case, we can just make that simple change. You can add a byline. That could be where you have students put their names, for example. So now since we click that option of navigation, I can jump ahead to second paragraph because I have that already there. And for my second paragraph, I might want to have some images. So I can go to image and I importantly can again upload, which is great, very convenient. And I might want my picture of mountains. Great, beautiful. Already nice and pressed in. So at this point, I could have it float left if I wanted to write, or I could put it to the right and put some text here. I'm a big fan of centering my photos, and then I could use the caption to give credit. So credit for mountains. And you can have students put whatever you want right there. It could be linked to another photo or wherever website they got it from. Really, the options are very much limited. Also, if you want to be able to crop, you can do that here, which is great. In addition, if you wanted to put in a bunch of photos at once, you can go to an image gallery. You can browse your files. I'm going to do a couple of pictures of stairs because stairs are great, and we can add those in. And similarly, you can kind of change how you want that to present and what you want that to look like. You can add in more and you can delete them right here if you want. So that's photos and it's pretty intuitive. And now I'm going to turn it back over to learn about some other features.
So I'm going to add in, we're going to go scroll back down to our media section and I'm going to show you a timeline. So a timeline is a really good organizational tool. I highly recommend it, especially if you're doing maybe some historical story maps. So let's try waterfall just for now, keep it simple. So this is what shows up. You can put your time and date. Let's, for example, August 5th, 1905. Yep, you can put your date there. And in the description, you can write as much text about whatever you're talking about of that date. Also, this does not have to be date and time specific. It is a timeline, but you can also use it organizationally. So when you hover your mouse over on the side, you can, if you accidentally put the dates in the wrong order, you can just drag and reorder them and put them however you want. The other fun thing that you can do is add images. Yeah, right that button right there. And then you can browse your files. Good. Let's add in our lovely mountains again. And that photo will go on top of your date and time and your description. So yeah, it's a good organizational tool and it'll be very helpful for some of your story map projects. The next thing I'm going to do, we're going to add button again, favorite button in story maps, and we're going to add a map. So for the purposes of this demo, we're going to add an express map. And express maps are super simple, super easy. You can do them in 5 minutes tops. So let's do William and Mary. If I want to point at our lovely school. There, good. So we're adding that point to the map. So now we have that. And then over, when we add our point over on the sidebar on the left, this will show up. We can add an image if we want to. So let's add our lovely spiral stairs. Good. And then you can write a description. You can even change the title if you want. You can change the style of the point. Yes, change the color, change the icon, whatever you'd like. And then real quick over in settings, you can change the base map. So that's the back of what you see on the map. So yeah, change it to give it some nice color. You can add a legend, you can do overview map, whatever you'd like. And then let's place the map. So here you see we have our express map. If you click on the point, you will see your description and the title of your point. And if we did add an image, we did not save it. If you added an image, it'll pop up there as well. Yep, just make sure to show you guys that we can do an image here. And there it is. Awesome. So you can always edit your map by pressing the little pencil pen at the top. You can move the map just like you can move images. You can make it large. You can float it on the right or left, just like images. And you can add the caption to your map as well. Awesome. And then the next thing we're going to talk about is embedding videos. So when you embed videos, you want to go to link, press the link button. And then I'm going to grab my YouTube video. And when you find a YouTube video you want to embed, you're going to press share, and then you're going to press embed. That's a very important part, press embed. Then you're going to copy this code here. You're going to go back to the story map, and you're going to put paste. And then you're going to add. And then you'll have a lovely YouTube video right in the middle of your story. And then I'm going to pass it back on to Arian so she can talk about audio.
Yeah, so similarly to our YouTube video, if you want to do audio, I'm also just going to add in a fun new heading just to like kind of break up the text. So let's say that I want to do audio. Then I would go down here, similar to everything else, go to audio, and I'm going to upload because I already have this file. It's this one, funny enough. And I'm going to add it on in. This is a great tool if you are, in fact, doing like a podcast or if your students have recorded a sound and they want to be able to just have it right there. You could also put this into your Express map if you wanted to have it on a point on campus. And if you click it, you could have the audio there. You can really do it however you want. But in your caption, you could give the citation. You can do so many different things. But yeah, so that would be audio. Following audio, we're just going to quickly go over the immersive tools over here. So slideshow and sidecar are the same tool actually. They've merged recently, which is going to be told to you by Esri down here. This is a great tool if you want to have a slideshow built into your story map. So you can put in your text and you can change photos. There's so much you can do here. You can put in a map inside of your sidecar, which is really awesome. You can swipe. It's very cool. I really like it a lot. I think it's a great tool. But let's say that you want to get rid of it. You can delete that sidecar. Very easy, very user friendly. And let's say instead you want to do a map tour. This is going to be a little bit more work for the students, but it gives you a lot of options and you can do a list. In this case, these settings can change a million times in a million different ways, but this would be more map friendly. So if you wanted to have specific points and then tie them to one spot, you can do that here. It's great. And yeah, that's really our most important tools. And we just wanted to share that with you guys. So now let's say that this is the finish and we have our fun sections. Great. We feel really confident about it. We could go to preview because we just want to see what it looks like for right now since we're not publishing this. And let's put it in this format. Wow, that looks really cool. I love these photos. We can see our map, we can see our YouTube video, our audio. That's great. And so then we would know that we're ready to publish, and I would publish it in whatever class I'm in. And that's all. So thank you guys so much for following along. I hope this was helpful, and that's all from us.